I think I saw a demon. Back when I was 18 years old, I used to work at a job where I had these friends, these white guys. And they weren't like, how do I say it? They were like punk rock kind of white guys, rock and roll kind of white guys. Like my one friend was like the lead singer of like this band. Anyway, one day they called me up. Hey, yo, Johnny, what you doing? I'm like, nothing, man. I'm just in the house. They were like, dude, you gotta come with us. We're gonna go to an incest graveyard, man. It's gonna be awesome. I said, you wanna go where? They were like, it's an incest graveyard. It's where they bury people that were products of incest. I was like, why the fuck do I want to go there? They were like, trust me, man, you just gotta come with us. It's gonna be awesome. I didn't want to go, but I did want to hang out with these guys because, you know, they were cool to be around. So boom, they picked me up in a minivan and we drive outside the city. I think it was about 7 of us in this minivan. It was 2 girls and 5 guys. And we drive outside the city. And here's the scene. It was a road and that pulled up to a parking lot. And in that parking lot, I was connected to a big church. And then next to that big church was a giant field surrounded by woods. And in the middle of that field was a big old sign, like a big sign. Then there was like an opening in the woods. It kind of looked like a cave because the way the opening was. And then you had to go down a path, whatever, I'll get to that part. So we pull up to the church, we park. The guy that drove and his girlfriend, they stayed behind. So it's 5 of us. We investigate the church. I don't know what kind of fucking church this was, but above the archways for the doors, it had like screaming demon faces. And the handles for the doors were like screaming bats. I was like, what the fuck kind of church is this? So anyway, after we like are all freaking out about the artwork to this church, we walk through the field. We walk past the big sign. There's a big opening in the woods. It looks like a cave. We go down the path and it was really far and we had to walk way in the woods. So we had flashlights. They had like 2 flashlights. Boom. We get to the graveyard. I lose my cool. I'm like, listen, guys, I'm standing right. It was crazy. It was like a graveyard in the woods. And it had like 2 stone pillars right by the entrance. And so I said, listen, I'm going to wait right here for you guys. You guys can go do whatever the fuck it is that you came here to do. And they're like, all right. They made fun of me a little bit for being a pussy. But they said, all right, cool. I can see them in the distance with their flashlights checking out the graves. And I can hear them like, yo, dude, check out this one. Yo, check out this one. So I start to lose my cool because I'm in the middle of the woods and shit is like creaking and cracking and moving around me. And I'm just like, man, I can't do this, man. I can't fucking do this. So I lost my cool and I booked it. I booked it back down the path in the complete darkness. I was running full fucking speed and the path was about like 12 feet wide. I scared a gopher. And so the gopher like jumped up and ran away, and that scared the shit out of me because I was running along one side of the path and in one single bound I like jumped to the other side of the path and I'm running, I'm booking. I could see the opening to get out of the fucking woods and the moon was shining down, so it was like pretty illuminated. It was like well lit. So boom, I get out of the woods and I'm put my hands on my knees, I'm catching my breath, and then I look up to where the sign was and I see this big black thing like leaning on the sign, like on the, so the sign's here. The sign was in between me and this thing. So I see this big black thing leaning up on the sign. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I start creeping around the side. So now I got trees on my right side. And I'm creeping and I'm creeping. Then this motherfucking big fucking thing jumped down on all 4s and started prancing around. And I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So picture if it was like a football field. It was at the 50-yard line. So I figure, well, when I get to the 50-yard line, I'm going to book it because I'm pretty fast. So as I get to like the 50-yard line, this thing jumps down and it's prancing around and it's jumping and it's shaking and it's just this big black thing. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I book it full speed. Boom, just started running straight. I didn't even know where the fuck I was going. But then through the trees, I could see lights from the road that we pulled up on. So I had to run through all these woods. It wasn't a lot of woods, but I had to run through some woods, climb up a big fucking hill, jump over the fucking guardrail. There's cars flying by me, and they're probably thinking, what the fuck is this dude? This dude just came out the fucking woods. And I was like, I didn't know which way to go, so I just started walking up the road. Then I see the parking lot. Then I see my boy hanging out with his girlfriend by the van. So I go up to the van and I'm like, dude, there was this big black thing. As I'm telling him the story, all the other people walked up and they were like, yo, what the fuck happened to you? I was like, bro, I couldn't keep my cool. Shit was creaking and cracking and moving around me. I couldn't stay there anymore. It was so dark. I was scared. I was like, did you guys see that big black thing in the field? They were like, no, we didn't see shit. So to this day, I wonder, what the fuck was that? Was it a deer? But deers aren't fucking bulbousy and fat. And there's no black deers. Why the fuck would a deer be perched up on a sign and then jump down and start prancing around? Was it Bigfoot? We don't have we have Bigfoot in the state that I'm in, but not really in that vicinity. Not that I'm aware of. Do we have bears? We probably have bears in this state, but again, nowhere near where I live or where we were. So, let me know in the comments if you have any ideas of what it was. But yeah, I just wanted to share that story. Adios, amigos.
Get out of my house!
What's going on?